Great, guys. I wasn't expecting anything from this stage, and you bring home a podium place? Well done to you all. We retain the yellow jersey. It's a perfect day.
Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to the Tour de France 2020 playthrough, the Pro Team Career Mode with the TIJ Racing Team. Today, it is time for episode number 9. Remember, if you go on to enjoy today's episode, leave a like down below. That is massive. It only takes a second, but it really helps. Also, leave a comment at the end of the video. What did you think of the stage? And also remember to subscribe for regular Tour de France content on a Tuesday, Thursday, and on a Saturday at 6 PM. But looking back at the last stage then, the penultimate stage of the Open Tour. An Open Tour which we lead. We have the yellow jersey with Daya Quintana at the moment. We only finished 8 seconds behind Reichenbach in the last stage, although officially it was a little bit further back, but because of the time bonuses, actually we'll be closer. No, I think we were closer. No. He's got a 10 seconds bonus, so how could we only be 8 seconds behind? Yeah. So we did finish 8 seconds behind Reichenbach. So Reichenbach won the stage. And it was very much one of those stages where we could afford to lose the battle, slightly, but we can still come out on top in the war. It was a massively tough stage, hence why a lot of our guys struggled. But to be fair, there were about 130 riders and we finished in the top half of everyone. So a big plus there, and of course a massive plus for finishing in the podium places with Quintana. So with one stage to go, the classification looks like this. We are definitely on for a chance of winning our first tour with the TIJ Racing Team. But for the first time on this Tour de France game this year, we are the hunted. Even in the Team Ineos days on the Tour de France playthrough, we were always chasing Roglic, Fuglsang, whoever that is. But coming into this last stage, we actually have a lead, and a 43-second lead to boot. Funnily enough, to Benoot. Get it? Good joke? No, maybe not. And we've got Martin a further 30 seconds back. The point is, we've got to protect Quintana with all our might. Quintana also leads the polka dot classification. And in the points classification, we've got Ben Swift in 4th. So there's one stage to go. Let's see what this stage has got to offer. Quintana has gone up the rankings quite a bit. He's into 53rd with a 3rd place in that stage. And obviously, we'll go up hugely if he manages to get the yellow jersey. So we've got the leader's jersey, we retain the lead of the classification, we've recovered well, but it's not over yet. A slightly easier stage today, we've definitely got through the worst of it, but it's not over yet. Let's see what the final stage of this tour has got to offer.
It's the final stage, guys. Today is a tiring route, where the closing kilometers should suit the punchers. In theory, things are set in concrete. Given our lead, we shouldn't be troubled for the general classification. Congratulations. I'm proud of you. We're not amongst the favourites for the stage, but there are ways to surprise the favourites and pull off a good result by attacking from far out. Good race to you all.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The arrival in Mans should offer us a great show. A 3-kilometre ramp at over 10%. There's no doubt that only the most explosive riders can play a leading role.
Here we are then for the final stage of this Open Tour. Quite a short stage, only 110 kilometres. And if you believe what the sports director says, well, this should be set in stone that we have won the Open Tour. But ultimately, he also said that we didn't have a chance in stage number 3. We went and won stage number 3, so I wouldn't believe that too much. And seeing as this is the last stage, there's definitely a chance to do some good in the sprints. We've got 2 sprints, and there are 2 goals to today's stage. Just show you those very quickly. And those, of course, are to retain the lead of the general classification with Daya Quintana, and also to score at least 15 points in the points classification. But more so, I'm not really bothered about what the sports director wants. I'm more bothered about our actual chances. Ben Swift is 9 points behind Buhani at the front of that classification. As you can see, Quintana's up there as well, and might perhaps have the better chance as we come to that last sprint. I don't know, of course, there will be points available at the end of the stage, but if we can go in the breakaway, get some early points, are any of the guys that are in the points classification here? No, crucially not. So this is a nice chance to get some points early on. We've pulled out a decent lead to the peloton, has to be said. The top group have nearly got a minute on the peloton. We are starting to struggle a little bit, so it would be nice if they've got those guys slowed down just a touch. And it's quite a way to go to that first sprint, so if we've got any real chance of a breakaway, we should be able to pull out quite a decent gap before that first sprint. But 3 climbs coming up today, so again a good chance in that climbing classification with Daya Quintana. But the most important thing is today, that we have a good go at the points classification with Ben Swift, and obviously the most important thing of all is that we try and retain the yellow jersey with Daya Quintana. So here we are, we've advanced quite a way into this stage to the first sprint. 20 points available in this, and as you can see, none of the other guys here have got any substantial points anyway in the sprints. None of them certainly can win the sprinting classification, but we can. And it would be a great chance to try and get 20 points here. As has been alluded to by the sports director, we've got the most points of anybody in the breakaway. We are the best sprinter, so we've certainly got a chance to bag those 20 points. But we've also got a chance to potentially bag 8 points with Quintana, or basically anybody in the team to try and steal them off anybody who's trying to get any points off us, because we might struggle later on with Ben Swift, and these 20 points might just be what we need to win the sprinters classification. So we're going to just tuck in behind Wellens for the moment. We've done quite a lot on the relay with Ben Swift. He's had 26% of the relay, so the most of anybody. Vlasov not really bothering, the guys behind us, but everybody else playing their part. And you can't really argue with that too much. So we're going to put some nice pace in. And then just go for it. 0.8 kilometres to go. Depends if anybody else is really going to go for it or not. I'd say they would. And it's certainly worth not taking the risk not to. Ben's doing well here. Over the line. Good stuff. Great stuff. Right. We'll also tell everybody back here to attack. And go on board with Daya Quintana. Might have been a little bit too late because we could be a bit further back. But no, we're okay actually. So I've told all of our guys to put in a good acceleration. You can see Dibben's definitely going for it here. We're going to tail Dibben. Williams is losing touch. I'm not bothered about that at the moment. Could do with Dibben not beating us. I don't mind him being right behind us. Well, he does beat us, but we get the next best place. I'm quite happy with that. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So, we're going to tell everyone to follow and not overtire now. None of our other guys got any points, but Dibben finished, was he 8th? Possibly? 8th, 9th? Yes, it would have been 8th. And Quintana got 9th. So that's another valuable 7 points for him. Another valuable 8 points for John Dibben. Really good stuff. Very happy there. Obviously, everyone's going to catch up to try and go for the stage victory. So we're just going to tell Quintana just to follow and not overtire at this point. Also tell Swift to wait for the following group and then work with your opponents. But we've got a climb coming up, so we'll have to use some of our feed probably there. And then the stage starts to get interesting after we have the first feed. But as you can see, only 61 kilometres to go. It's quite a short stage anyway, but that first climb will come before you know it. Well, here we come for the first climb of the day. It seems Swift has lost some momentum in the breakaway, so we're going to ask him now to wait for the peloton. Not the hardest of climbs, particularly considering we've got a full feed for this one. And obviously, we're going to go for it with Quintana. The peloton only now 37 seconds back from a 5-strong breakaway. Frail is struggling as well, so that 7-man breakaway has gone into a 5-man breakaway. Nobody really at the front going for the points, so I don't think they'll really persist with the breakaway knowing the peloton's so close behind. We've got a good chance here with Quintana and a good amount of energy as well to potentially take some points. Well, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. These guys at the top might just do it. They might just do it. There's only 4 of them now, though. 4.5 kilometres to go. As you can see, things are being split. Quintana's in a good place. Might as well tell everyone to consume their feed at this point. Blue gel for all of those guys behind. John Dibben is a waste of time in the mountains. Complete waste of time. Not going to consume all my feed with Quintana. Just keep some in the locker. But they are still 41 seconds ahead. So they might blow up before the top here, you don't know. But we're well placed with Quintana at least. There's certainly a few points available. The teams aren't really going to let us go though, you wouldn't think here. So we've got Quintana actually the only one in this main peloton group. Everybody else, as you can see, in the secondary group. So that's okay. And you see Terame starting to struggle. So that group gets even smaller. Just 2 guys in that group now. And I'm impressed at how much pace we're going with actually here with Quintana. I really think we've picked up such a good mountaineer in Daya Quintana. A lot of our guys in the team would struggle to go at any pace up this mountain. As you can see that they've fell back. I mean, Ben Swift's an asset, definitely worth having. He's a brilliant sprinter. Hasn't got it in the mountains though. Looks like these top 2 will probably win this, looking like here. going to tell them all to consume their red gel now. They will get a reprieve at the end of this, so not going to hurt. I mean, John Dibben's fallen back massively, yet he's got quite a bit of energy left. Felt a little bit like a waste of time, that did to me. And so does using the red gel, really. So we're going to use all our blue gel here with Quintana. Don't quite think we're going to be able to catch them up for the top 2 places, but still 6 points available for Quintana. None of those guys really competing in the Mountains classification, so we haven't really got to worry about them if they're taking points off us. The only people we've got to worry about taking points off us are the guys actually going for the classification. But let's see how we get on. We're doing absolutely fine, gained on these guys all the time. I mean, their lead isn't going to last after this, ultimately. We might as well try and go for it, though. Wellens is starting to blow up, so we might as well try and get second, at least. There's another 2 points in the locker. We've got them, I think. Choose as much pace as possible, and we get 8 points with Daya Quintana. That is crucial. Wellens managed to pick up 4th. That's good for him. And I think we're going to pretty much take the lead of the race. But because we are in the yellow jersey, it's just inevitable that everybody else behind us is going to absolutely go for it. But you can see that has really split the field, that has now. So we're going to tell our guys just to persist without limit. I can't believe Ben Swift has fallen back that much. I know he was in the early breakaway, but I'm amazed that they've lost that amount of energy. But we've then got a bit of a decline, you can see here. We'll also get our feed, which is good. And then we've got 2 short but tough climbs to come before a sprint finish. All in the next 30 kilometres. How exciting. So we've got 15 kilometres to go, and everything pretty much looks in order. Actually, there's 4 of our guys back in the main group. Swift and Dibben are struggling. I mean, Swift's just completely off it, isn't he? Amazing, really. Can't do anything about him now. Hopefully the points he got earlier will be enough for the classification. You can see there's been a little breakaway, but again, there's 2 guys there. I mean, 33 minutes behind and 22 minutes behind. Certainly not worth reacting to. So, we've got 2 opportunities to get some points in the climbing classification just before the final sprint. 5 points for this one, 10 points for the second. Very much coming up after each other, and straight after that climb, it is the sprint finish. So it looks like the guys in front are going to get some points in the Mountains classifications, although I can't really see why. Maybe to try and prevent other riders getting points, possibly, but at this late stage it seems a little bit against the point. I'm going to try to get to the top of this one without using any of our feed. Only 12 kilometres to go, so it's quick, definitely. It's sharp and it's fast. We'll have to see how we get on. Very quick climb because it's only really a 5% incline. As you can see, those guys are actually starting to struggle now, so I'm tempted just to go for it a little bit here. I mean, actually, some of our guys are well placed, so we're going to not necessarily interfere with them, really. Going to put our foot down a bit here with Quintana. I know we said that we'd try and get to the top here without using any feed, but I think we should still be okay. Let's see how far ahead they are. It's possible. We're catching them all the time. That's red energy not dropping significantly, so I think we should be okay to get to the top here. In a world of our own here, there's second place, so a chance to get some more points. Only 10Ks to go in the stage altogether now. And first is really struggling as well, so we're going to quite happily take this here. Don't really have to even put any turn of pace in necessarily for a while. We definitely will now because they're going for it. I mean, unfortunately, none of our guys have really attacked there. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. A little bit too little too late, though, to realise that feature was there. But we'll definitely go for it now. And another 5 points.
Excellent. You increase your lead.
You would think now that we're going to get our guys behind to attack, by the way, to try and stay in it. You would think now that unless we're very unlucky, we're not going to lose the King of the Mountains classification. Equally, unless we're very unlucky, it looks like we're going to win our first tour. Now, I know it's only the Open Tour. It's probably one of the least prestigious tours on the calendar. But even so, it would be a brilliant one to win. It would be fantastic. We've done a brilliant job to get here. We've managed things very well. As you can see, only 4 kilometres to go till the next climb. So these aren't the toughest of stages. Not going to be the biggest test of every cyclist. I completely understand that. I get that. But at the same time, we've done very well. We should be very proud of ourselves. Just got to finish it off and make sure there's no unexpected blips. So 5Ks to go here. I'll actually just try and put in some pace here with Quintana. We've certainly got the energy too. And some of those guys that are really struggling might tail off. That's the aim, but as you can see, look at this. This is definitely the hardest one yet. 10 points available here. Remember, we can use all of our feed here pretty well. Although we have got the sprint coming after that, so we will have to consider that. I mean, we do have to consider this is a marathon, not a sprint, so if we don't win this stage, it's not the worst thing in the world. But, I mean, we've still got decent energy left. We might as well sip a bit of our feed, if you like. Just manage it. We'll tell everyone behind with about 3.5 to go, just to consume their feed. I mean, the fact that Bjerg and Holmes is still here is marvellous. We'll tell those guys to consume their blue gel. Also tell Williams and why not? We'll tell Swift and Dibben, even though they're absolutely way off. But those guys are really my least concern at the moment. Get everyone behind to consume their feed. At the end of the day, if they're in the peloton at the end, they've certainly got a chance. So 1.5 kilometres to go. If we get over here at the top, I mean, if we get any sort of points, you would think that we will be the rider who holds the polka dot jersey. But also, you would think if we get over here okay, we should be able to win the whole tour. Marcus Holmes has been dropped. That's a bit unfortunate, but again, not really the most of my concerns now. Benuti's just ahead. He's the guy, remember, who is second in the standings, so just remember that. That's very important to note. 2.9 kilometres to go here. We've certainly got a good amount of energy to go for it. Reichenbach again, competitive. Let's go. Just try and score some points here. We've actually, I think, gone a little bit early. We need to manage that. No one's setting a massive amount of pace. Just need to manage this so we don't fall away before the line. But now put some pace in. Come on, Dyer. Yes! 10 points. We win the mountains classification. And now we've just got the sprint to go. A quick reprieve before that sprint. I mean, I forgot to tell them to consume their red gel. Whoops. And to be fair, Quintana won't need it. We'll tell everyone, the guys behind, to attack. Not going to hurt at this point, is it? But we get a quick reprieve, and then we enter the final kilometre. I mean, we've got our feed left, but we're not going to win the stage. But we're not going to lose by 40 seconds. We might as well just hang back because we have won the Open Tour. Only 8 guys at the front in the end. Not really bothered about anybody else particularly. But we have won. Fantastic. I didn't think it would all be decided on those stages beforehand. But as proven by the amount of time that our guys fell back by, it was very much one that could have very easily gone wrong. So we didn't win the stage. We had a bit more feed left. But ultimately, we knew that those guys wouldn't beat us by 40 seconds. So we could chill out, take a bit of our feed. Why not? And we knew that we wouldn't be 40 seconds behind. And that we have won the Open Tour. Let's hope there's not an investigation into us that gets 30 seconds knocked off or something stupid like that. But, who's the stage winner? I think it's Reichenbach again for the second time in a row. I mean, to be fair, we could have got some more PCP, Pro Cycling points, for the rankings if we'd have won the stage. But no bother. 2 stage victories for Reichenbach. I have to say it's a very good performance from the Swiss. He has the stage victory. But who's going to have the yellow jersey? We all know who it is, I think. At least I think we do. There we go. First time for this. Hopefully the first time of many. An outstanding performance. And we win the general classification with Daya Quintana. We have won the Open Tour. Now we wait to see the results of the other 2 classifications. I very much doubt Ben Swift won the points classification. I mean, again, we could have gone for the final sprint because of that as well. Someone won the points classification though. Was it Swift? Was it Quintana? Let's see. It's certainly one of our riders. It's Ben Swift. Fantastic. So that's 2 classifications confirmed. Surely, we've got to make it 3-3. Surely. With the best climber classification. We're not going to win the young rider classification. Our young rider's a little while off, but a brilliant performance. Quintana certainly deserves the title of King of the Mountains after some of his performances, particularly on stage 3 and 4. Outstanding performances. 3 out of 3 for us in terms of the classification. This will be a huge boost in the tables, the pro cycling rankings, and the other classification, the young rider classification, goes to the Team Ineos team. I would guess it's for Sivakov, possibly. Sivakov, yes, it does. Young rider classification goes to him, but a brilliant open tour, and of course, this episode, it rounds off the first season.
Well done, lads. You rode a very good stage. Finishing in the top 10, even though the stage didn't suit us, is very satisfying. We finish with the yellow jersey, the green jersey, and the polka dot jersey. It's simply phenomenal, guys. Well done, lads.
That's as excited as I've heard the team director look. The sports director, even. 8th place in that stage. 2 of our guys in the top 50. Very good job. Outclassed anybody on the climbs, really. 23 points. It could have been quite closely run in the points, though. Ben Swift only picked up 20. I did worry about that a little bit, but it was clearly enough. Michael Bjerg 6th in the young rider classification for the stage. Let's have a look at how the general classification looks then. So 43 seconds ahead of Benoot at the end. I mean, Michael Bjerg finishing 36th is a pretty good job. Moves down 1 place. Williams keeps 44th. Holmes moves up a place to 51st. Ben Swift, down 24. That's a bit of an unfortunate one, but oh well. And John Dibben, 117th. Don't know how to take that. Really don't. He didn't have what it took in the mountain stages, but he wasn't bad on the sprints. I mean, best climber classification wasn't a competition in the end, was it? Points. Oh, it could have been one of 2. They're forced out between each other, the top 2, Swift and Quintana. Young riders, again, not really up there. I mean, Bjerg and Williams both in the top 10 out of 16. That's something, I guess. 7th in the team classification. And compatibility, we were top with Michael Bjerg. Brilliant. So, the individual pro cycling rankings then at the end of the season. Fuglsang leads by a huge amount in the end. Not really a surprise. But Quintana with 40 points propels himself massively into 39th. Ben Swift also with 10 points. 56 points for him. Michael Bjerg with 10 points as well. Moves to 73rd place. And in terms of the pro cycling rankings, we gain 60 points, which pushes us up to P21. And we beat 5 other teams. Not bad at all. Considering we only had 3 different events to show off what we were made of this year, we've done a very, very good job. So, the World Championships. That's just a one-stage thing, I think. Brussels to Brussels, there you go. And it's Kwiatkowski who wins that for the, I'm presuming, the Polish team. But we weren't picked, so, you know, more fool them. Kwiatkowski won that. Let's see if any of our riders were in this. Let's see. Obviously couldn't get as much out of them as we could. Doesn't look like it. I saw Quintana's brother a bit earlier, but none of our guys. That's a shame. Pretty much a flat stage, though. Can't see much fun in that. Rather annoyingly, though, because of that World Championship, some guys gained some points. I hope we don't lose anything. Yeah, we're okay in terms of the team's classification. That's good. Obviously, they're racing for Britain, Colombia, etc., etc. at this point. But Bernal and Fuglsang do well. Good to see. So, Mikhail Kwiatkowski won the World Championships. And our pro cycling ranking will allow us to take part in new races during the next season. You can also sign up to 9 riders in order to rotate your squad. The season is finished. You have reached number 21 in the pro cycling rankings. As a reward for your efforts, you receive an extra €100,000 towards your budget, and you can now recruit riders with a maximum overall rating of 75. I believe it was 72 in last season. That's good to see. Some riders are less demanding, and so it is possible you could hire riders of a higher level. You finished in the depths of the team pro cycling ranking. Would you like to decrease the difficulty? No, I would not, because we didn't really have much of a chance. So, we've got to have a minimum of 7 riders. And a maximum of 9. Now, if we can, we'll do that next episode. Doesn't look like we can. We're locked in, so we're going to have to do that now. We'll have a quick look at this then. We've got 240,000. Let's look at available riders. So, can we look at our guys? Because there might be one or two we want to sell here. So, Ben Swift, definitely want to keep. Daya Quintana, definitely want to keep. Although Ben Swift is getting on a bit. Simon Williams, young prospect. So is Bierge. I don't really think Holmes really did anything, but we'll keep him for the moment, see if there's anyone better, and Dibben. So let's see who we can get. So who's available? So, Mountains, Meduas. That's a cheap enough price, that is. Let's compare him to Quintana. Just out of curiosity. So he's 24, obviously a lot more in terms of the wage packet, but he looks a good rider. So we're going to buy him. We're going to get him in. 150,000 more to spend. What about sprinters? Let's have a look who we've got here. 75, 75, all 75 in the sprints. Let's compare them to Ben Swift this time. Don't really want to spend too much here. Another Brit, possibly? Yeah, a lot more of a well-rounded rider. So we'll get McLean. And then a versatile rider always helps. Apparently, who's meant to be a versatile rider? Not really sure, but we'll compare them to Quintana because he's our best rider, really. Don't want anybody that's too much. Stannard, possibly. Want someone who's a bit younger. We'll go with young riders, yeah. Another young rider. What about Athene? Very good in the hills. Yeah, we'll go with him. Whoops. So we've got 9 riders for the season. Yep, let's start the season. So, what can we actually go for this season? Can't go for Paris-Nice because that's number 20. A lot of these are number 18. That's where we wanted to get last year. We can do the Braze Cup again. We can do the Euro Tour, so that's different. 5 stages there. And we can also do the Open Tour. We're 28th. Jesus, 28th in the rankings now. So number 20 is really where we're looking to get at the end of next season. Number 18 really is where we're looking to get. But we've got more stages, more chances. And we've also got some more riders as well. So we've got a bit more flexibility in who's chosen. We can pick our 6 best riders. And that has got to be an advantage. As well as having Meduas. He's a very good rider in the mountains. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment your thoughts as well. And remember to subscribe for regular Tour de France content. And on Tuesday, we will start Season 2 of the Pro Team career. Thank you for watching. I've been TIJ Gaming, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.